let it be known on this day that Blind Idiot God is the band that got me to enjoy reggae. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, whether we like it or not. That's a whole new discography per episode. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my thing that should not be co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
And today, we'll be discussing every album by
Blind Idiot God.
This was requested by our good friend Jarrett on Patreon. Big longtime supporter, good friend of ours, has requested stuff in the past. He requested Red Cross way back when. Requested Dazzling Killman. He introduced us to Dazzling Killman, the actual band. Really good taste on Jarrett. And this one he's been wanting for a long, long time. He's a huge supporter of the Patreon, and he wanted one more request before we wrapped it up. Before Alex left the show, which, spoiler, Alex is leaving the show by the end of the year. Yeah, and so he threw this request in a long, long, long time ago. We managed to squeeze one last Jarrett request in at the very end. So hope you enjoy. Yes, Patreon request. No longer accepting any more requests. Alex is leaving the show, but the show will continue without Alex next year. It's a whole new thing. Stick around for that. Go to the Patreon. Cool stuff. Hell yeah. Okay. Blind Idiot God, which I feel like a big old dum-dum because I'm a huge Lovecraft fan and didn't even realize that the name is a Lovecraft reference and not just some super metal sacrilegious sounding thing.
Yes, I also didn't realize that until reading up on the band. It is a very appropriate name for the band. Is a certainly a short discography, but definitely drove me mad.
A wild. So on paper, because I'd seen this name for years. I'd known this band name for years. I didn't know anything about them. I assumed, as one would when you see a name like Blind Idiot God, like, oh, they're a metal band. They're some sort of metal band. That's a very metal sounding name. And then you learn, oh wait, that's a Lovecraft reference. Maybe they're not metal, and they aren't. They're like no one else. They are like no one else.
It's like math, tech, noise, metal with dub reggae songs, and sometimes they'll play hard rock riffs for shits and giggles, and it was a very chaotic journey, and I have very chaotic picks, so it was hard. It was really hard. This
was easy as hell for me.
Was it?
Weirdly, this was a relief because I might have controversial picks for. I know this is a very influential band. I might have controversial. I think I do have controversial. I don't fucking know, probably, but I will say one thing that let it be known on this day that Blind Idiot God is the band that got me to enjoy reggae.
Yeah, and for years, I've been saying dub reggae is where it's at.
You have been saying that? I've heard dub reggae. I don't care for it. And I didn't care for it when I heard it here. I was like, oh, fuck, what is happening? And then they found a way. This is a very interesting band. So I don't know anything about them, or I didn't know anything about them. And as I was doing some cursory reads, the most baffling, absolutely baffling of overlaps is the fact that the biggest, most well-known champion of Blind Idiot God is Alex Winter.
Hell yeah. Phenomenal.
Doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
I thought that you were going to bring up our boy Howie Weinberg mastered an album.
Yeah, but he mastered every album ever made. So he doesn't even fucking remember them, I bet.
Oh man, what a insane career this always pops up when you don't expect it.
And it gets weirder because Alex Winter is like a huge diehard fan of this band, and he co-directed. I don't remember exactly. I think he co-directed this crazy comedy from '93 called
Freaks or Freaked. Yeah.
And it was it has Butthole Surfers in there, and Blinded to God does like a bunch of the music. Gibby Haynes is in the movie, and apparently it's this really, really wild movie that did not do well, and I'm very interested in seeing it.
It's a cult classic. I think I remember like seeing it on cable TV back in the day, and then like the past few years, I've like seen it bought up, in reference to other things. So yeah, I think I should check it out. It like kind of seems like it's done in the same vein as like a trauma film, who, you know, they do like the Toxic Avengers stuff. So
yeah, trauma is pretty wild. In this movie, I mean, we got some big hitters. We got Randy Quaid, you got Keanu Reeves, Mr. T, Brooke Shields, Bobcat Goldthwait. I mean, hey man, I'm interested.
Yeah, that's an all-star lineup right there.
Yeah. Oh man. And then I think he used the music again in a documentary he made in 2013 called Downloaded, which is pretty wild that he's that big of a fan that he only made 2 movies of his own, I think, and both of those got thrown to Blinded to God.
It would have been funnier if he somehow convinced him and Reeves are currently doing like a Broadway Waiting for Godot thing. It would have been funnier if he somehow managed to get Blind Idiot God to play like as people were sitting around to watch Waiting for Godot.
So fucked up. It'd be so fucked up. But yeah, that's my favorite overlap.
I should look if you can even buy. Have these been like repress? I assume one album has been repressed.
I think 3. No. Well, there's 4. One of them is a reunion album, but I think one of them isn't. Well, I think one of the 4 is not, only because it's not streaming, and that's unusual. And yes, I was wondering about that.
Sometimes that's a tell that it's a stinker, but this one is a little bit of a it's not bad. So I don't know why it's not streaming or available, but it's worth seeking out.
Whenever we find an album that isn't streaming and it's not shitty, it becomes very confusing. Like, what's happening here? What's going on here? So we have some notes here from our boy Tom Osman, who you should all go support and follow. We have an interview with Andy Hawkins, main dude, guitar player, Andy Hawkins, from 2015 for Vice. And one thing I want to do a quick note, because viewers can't see this, but on our notes, Tom always puts like an image of the band, and he puts little jokes in there for us. We don't always read them on the episode, but like for the 9 Inch Nails episode, the image for 9 Inch Nails that he put was just a photo of Alan Rickman as Snape in Harry Potter, which made me laugh quite a bit. Which is a very nice touch.
Yeah. Also, I found the picture of Trent Reznor hanging out with Dr. Dre. I forgot to send it to you. I'll send it.
Oh, yeah. And then for these notes, instead of putting an image of the band, he just put an image of Azathoth from, or like a rendering of a fan rendering of Azathoth, because that's where the name came from. It's how Lovecraft described Azathoth, which is one of like the most ancient, all powerful of all the old gods in Lovecraftian lore.
But that's a different podcast. I remember,
but a fun one.
I remember like Cthulhu is the most popular, I feel like, or like Cthulhu is the Mickey Mouse of Lovecraft, but he's not even like the most powerful. There's like,
oh no,
there's tiers to this shit.
Like, no. Calm down with that shit.
Hold on.
Cthulhu's not even close to the most powerful, dude. He's like a general, or no.
Rookie shit.
A high priest. He's a high priest. He's not even
at best.
Yeah. I think, he's the only one that's made a physical appearance, I think, in the stories, right? That a person, like only of the ancient ones that made a physical appearance or something.
Yeah, the other ones just like drive you mad.
Yeah, or something is hinted at, or maybe there's, I don't fucking remember. It's been a while since I've read Lovecraft, but fun reads. You should find out what his cat's name was.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yeah. You go back. I mean, far enough. Everyone's this kind of racist.
For sure. My favorite, I think it was at the Mountain of Madness. I don't remember, but it's my favorite character name of all time. It's Rodriguez the Portuguese, and that's the guy. It's the character's name is Rodriguez the Portuguese. I'm gonna use that somewhere. I fucking love that name.
Yeah, like when. Too bad you can't use aliases to check into hotels anymore.
Oh, too bad.
I guess Abdullah the Mad Arab is not, not going to fly these days.
No,
unless you're a wrestler.
Literally, it's not going to literally fly.
Yeah, unless like I feel weird telling people there's an active pro wrestler named Samoa Joe.
It's a good name though.
It's a good name.
One of the better names.
Plays Sweet Tooth, not the voice of Sweet Tooth, but the body.
Oh, the body. Yeah. So this piece says, after its beginning as an instrumental hardcore band in St. Louis in '82, Big, Blinding to God, ultimately relocated to NYC in the mid to late '80s, and with its entry into the downward avant-garde scene, according to Hawkins, they were the first rock band to play the Knitting Factory on Houston Street. The trio forged alliances with John Zorn, who cameoed on '88's Undertow, and longtime cohort bassist Laswell, who returns to the Big fold to twiddle the knob as producer. So, original bassist came back to produce the final album, but they asked him. Well, basically, I guess the consent, not the consent, but like the band started as a hardcore band without a singer, and the interview asked him, "Where the hell did this come from?" And Andy Hawkins says, "Well, first of all, I knew it would be difficult to find a good singer in St. Louis. Then the more I thought about it, I didn't really want one. The musical ideas were what was most important. And I realized that if we had someone screaming over the din, they would likely sound tortured, which would be distracting. The human voice has any emotional immediacy to it that can easily eclipse something so subtle as a musical idea. In my opinion, music in its ideal state is neither happy nor sad, nor really conveying any type of emotion. If I feel emotion listening to a great piece of music, it's because someone's written a great piece of music, not because it's a conduit for someone's emotions. I don't know about anybody else, but I feel plenty of emotions every day. I don't really need or particularly want people trying so much to evoke them in me. For me, using the music to express emotion is like using a howitzer to kill a fly. It ought not to be necessary, and it's a poor use of the resource." I've never disagreed with a musician so much in my life.
I was just going to say he's an alien. That is
he's a fucking alien.
That's the only way to I was like kind of on board a little bit, but the more it went on, the crazier it got.
It makes no fucking sense. Everything about that so first of all, to think that all music is just neutral is crazy. What about all classical romantic baroque music? Is that fucking neutral? What?
Yeah, and then like literal like literature, is like romanticism is all about emotion, or even like I think of someone like Morrissey, who is very dramatic and very much in his feelings, and I don't know. It was a weird comment. If it makes me feel like that, it's just because it's good songwriting versus like I wanted to make you feel like that.
It's like. It's like he doesn't listen to music for. I just don't understand the notion that music is not happy or sad unless there's a voice making you feel that way. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's so many sad instrumental songs that make me. I don't know. Whatever. He's still great. So I can't. I'm just arguing with his philosophy here. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess.
I mean, in all my years, I've never even heard anyone say anything like remotely close to that. He's
especially
the only
not a musician,
let alone a musician. Yes.
I sounds like he's really uncomfortable with hearing someone else or feeling what someone else feels. That's what it really sounds like. He's like terrified of empathy or something.
Yeah, as a lot of people are, but at
To
least
this degree, I don't know, man.
at least this guy is kind of upfront about it.
yeah, and he's good ass artist, so fuck it. But you know that pretty much leads us into the first record. So 4 records total. First one came out in 1987. Last one 2015. So yeah, might as well get into it. Are you ready?
I'm ready
For the first one. Hell yeah. So Blind Idiot God, self-titled from 1987, put out on SST. Good old SST. SST, before Greg Ginn stole everyone's money, was one hell of a record label.
They have so many, like, one of my favorite, probably one of the best rosters of all time.
Incredible. So diverse. Oh man.
So yeah, I thought this too, like how I had to like recontextualize this album. I thought the like bad production was like a symptom of it being their first album, and like surely it would get better. But I think they like it.
I still think so. This is probably gonna be very controversial. I'm giving this Worsley's favorite. This is the only album out of all of them that I actually had problems. Like I knew there was something there. There was a lot about it that I liked, but there was a lot that made me a little worried. So the production is one of them. I think every album after this, the production is infinitely better.
I'm probably catch flat. I think they all sound like dog shit. Which,
are you crazy? Really?
Yeah, I think it sounds like awful.
Awful? How? Awful? How?
It sounds like it's recorded in a tin can all the time.
No, it does. No, maybe the guitar tone, because he gets this is it's particularly, but it's not anything else. It's just the guitar tone.
Yeah. Regardless, it's a messy band, regardless of production value.
I don't even think they're messy. I think it's purely guitar going wild with delay and shoegazy stuff.
Yeah.
Because bass and drums are tight as fuck.
No, they're great players. It's very much in that Captain Beefheart type. Oh, this sounds like a car wreck, but I'm sure they're, very virtuoso and can play crazy.
I don't see how it sounds like a car wreck. Like, this is proggy-ish. Like, this album is the roughest, but this is more closer to hardcore. This is more punky and fast and crazy. Whereas later on, they get proggy as fuck and really, like, I was kind of thinking about, like, how the fuck did this sound so hard to play? Like, I don't mean in like a Beef Hardy and like they're playing a bunch of crazy things at once. It's like they're such a unit. The way they shift time together and tempo, but like it's like I Hate God. The way they would shift time, except so much better. I think like so much better. Okay. I'm jumping ahead to this album. Production on this album, I appreciated it because it was like, it's a very unique sounding thing. It's this extremely reverby, gigantic sounding thing, but it was too much. It's too much. You could barely make out the fucking riffs.
I feel like the biggest thing is the pacing issue here, where they were scared, so they just dumped all the dub songs at the end, where like going forward they'll mix it up a little bit. 1,000,000,000,000% that it felt like a scared move, because I didn't see that shit coming. And as soon as Wise Man Dub comes on, which is the third to last track, I thought, wait, what? No. They're not fucking reggae too. Like it's one of the most blindsiding things I've ever heard. Yeah.
Because it is a brutal album.
When I saw the term dub and they were all kind of lumped in the back, I was like, oh, are these bonus tracks? Do they mean like this is the like dubbed version of the song? And then I checked like Discogs and Wikipedia. I was like, no, that's like the song title names.
So there's 3 reggae songs on here. Every album has at least a handful of reggae songs. On here is the only one where they're all clustered at the very end, the final 3 tracks, and it's weird. It feels weird. The pacing is fucked because of it. It just feels like they're doing the album is this one thing and it's doing this kind of crazy thing, and then it just pew. No, and it's not even just because I hate reggae, because I do hate reggae. It just feels like reggae. Like I don't mind the closer Raining Dub so much, which is like pretty shocking that I was like, you know what? It's not suffocatingly reggae. I don't mind it, but it's still like you put on the first couple seconds, you hear the fucking that whatever the hell that drum is that has that giant dub reggae crack.
I think it's they like flanger the snare somehow, and it doesn't have the like wire mesh. You know how like
the actual snare.
Yeah. So I think it's that. I could be wrong. I'm not really an expert.
It could also be timbali or whatever. I forget. There's other like drums that you see a lot in ska and reggae and stuff that have like more higher pitch and stuff. But as soon as you put on 5 seconds of it, it's like, oh, this doesn't sound like this crazy band's take on reggae. It just sounds like reggae. Like the only thing that makes it sort of unique is like the production, because no reggae is produced like this band. That's for sure. It's a little bit more psychedelic. It's a little bit more spacey and kind of weird, but it's on this album. These are straight ass reggae songs.
Yeah. I mean, I've always like, enjoyed some dub reggae here, and it's no different here. Like I'm sure there are examples of it, but like I would say like the Wise Man is like the echoey stuff feels like almost like comical how echoey it is.
Yeah.
And then like Stealth is a bit more jammy, and I mean easily the like prettiest guitar work on this album, because the rest is just brutal.
It's brutal. Yeah, there's definitely some pretty stuff on there, and I actually do appreciate some of the bass moments on Stealth Dub. Like I don't dislike some of the stuff they're playing. It's just so much they're playing the genre, which is like, if you don't mind dub reggae, I mean, those are fine songs. They're fine songs. It is still bad for pacing, but they're not like bad songs. But as for the rest, this band started off so ugly. I mean, these riffs are the ugliest, most hideous, abrasive. They're playing a lot of dissonant chords and double picking them with a shit ton of distortion and delay. It's like, it's really, it's suffocating. It's really, yeah.
It is like a unique. I feel like they kind of ditch the punk aesthetics after this. Like it'll be here and there in certain songs, but like, yeah, this album is this blend of like punk and like black metal and tech death metal in a way I've never heard it presented. It is very overwhelming first listen. I think my favorite thing on here is Subterranean Flight.
Subterranean, yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Ugly, menacing, like, big ass bass chords.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's maybe like it sounds like a gong, kind of. Like,
I don't recall.
Like an ugly gong, like ringing through. It may, because like towards the end, I was like, wait, was that like it may even be like a guitar effect. They like figured out how to. There was something towards the end where I was like, wait a second, was that like being like put through pedals? So
I mean, this is definitely a pedal band, because that one, Subterranean Flight, does feel like noise rock black metal, which is, that's a hell of a combo there. And you see this album is like listed as noise rock on Wiki, which is interesting because this is so, I mean, there's so many things. I've never heard anything like it, because it is, I guess, noise rock, but it still has a lot of punkness to it, a lot of hardcore, and a lot of speed to it. But the other, so okay, setting it up here, they do three main things: hideous, ugly, brutal stuff, dub reggae, and hard rock. Believe it or not, hard rock is my least favorite of their three modes. I act like it takes a while for me to enjoy the way they do hard rock because they're talented, they're good players, they clearly enjoy soloing and shit. But more time, just sounds like a sped up Willie the Pimp from Frank Zappa.
Yeah, it was like even amongst this mess of madness, it was like jarring to hear those odd like those like hard like traditional hard rock riffs.
It bothers me because I'm my brain is like is so it's being inundated with these really bizarre chord changes, these really unappetizing, borderline offensive riffs, and then you just give me the most by the numbers like generic hard rock thing, played really well, played really cool, and like in tons of energy and with like, great performances, but it's like it's just unusual. It feels that much more disjointed, and it makes the album, the pacing, feel that much weirder.
Yeah, especially because it's kind of like tacked on to the end, but at least they like follow that up with Dark and Bright, and I guess the Bright would be like the Seinfeld bass there.
Oh yes, it's a very plucky, it's an ugly bass line, but it's plucky as shit.
Yeah, and the drums are surprisingly funky as well on that one. But yeah, guitar this ugly as fuck.
This is it's a unique ass album. They're already showing themselves to be such a unique band, and a lot of this I feel like this will grow on me, but as of now, the ugliness of the riffs coupled with the production, which I appreciate but I don't really enjoy, and then most of all the pacing, this became an easy worst for me out of everything here.
I was considering it, but I decided to embrace the chaos of the band and go with my chaotic choices.
Fair enough. And I don't even know what I don't know what is considered good, bad, or what the fans think. Obviously, I don't give a shit that much because I just got what I got from when I listened to it. But I wonder what the hell is considered the best and worst by actual fans.
Well, I don't know about their fans. I guess I could hop on Rate Your Music, but critically, I mean, it's so weird. They only have reviews from All Music on the wiki, so like,
yeah, they're not really a critic band. I don't think they fucking the critics even got around to them.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being shallow, this is my favorite artwork. Like
yeah, the art.
Yeah, this looks like that villain from Doom Patrol, or like a Doom Patrol villain. I'll just say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I vaguely know what you're talking about. I don't know the comparison as much, but it does. Man, it's a really great cover. Super unique. I like all their covers except for one, I think, but and then for the next album, there's two covers that we definitely should talk about because there's some overlap, but yeah, fantastic cover. It's really colorful. It kind of fits the music in the sense that it's fucking absurd and uncomfortable, but
also while you were so I looked it up on Rate Your Music, and the first album has the most ratings, but
yeah,
they all sit around the same ratings. However, the last two albums really, like, we're talking like 200, 150 people reviewing it.
Okay.
So this is like a hard like I don't know what the consensus is, and
yeah,
you know,
as a newbie, yeah, it rough around the edges and definitely didn't. I wanted to hear more, but I wasn't sold. I wasn't sold on the concept of the band. I was sold on their uniqueness, but on what they do, like the hard rock, reggae, and this really ugly dissonant chord kind of thing, not sold in the execution just yet.
Fair enough.
This album was produced by Martin Busy, or Bisi, Bisi, who also has credits, which is unsurprisingly, John Zorn, Brian Eno, Sonic Youth. Check out episodes on Sonic Youth. Fetus, check out episode on Fetus. Swans, check out all our mini episodes on Swans. White Zombie, hey, our episode on White Zombie. And then Alice Dona, which we have not done. But
frequently talked about, but haven't covered, Cop Shoot Cop.
Cop Shoot Cop, yes. Yeah. I wonder if we'll get immediately demonetized for saying that on the video, but I would love to cover them in next year. I mean, that's a band that, because we interviewed one of the members, or two of the members of Cop Shoot Cop.
That's right.
Forever ago for the podcast on the children review and interview. So yeah, that's inevitable. But this piece says from Andy, he says, we were treated poorly by most of the labels with the sole exception of SST. And the interviewer very funnily said, you were treated well by Greg Ginn and SST. That's a first. And he says, yes, I got interviewed for a documentary on the label recently, and the things I found out didn't surprise me at all. They seemed to have a strategy. I would get these phone calls from Thurston Moore or Lee Ronaldo, and they would be like, did you get a check? There were these quarterly checks that would go out, and we got one. They would be like, we didn't get a check, and I don't know what the hell is going on. I would be like, that's weird. I never came right out and said it, but I would be talking to Greg Ginn or Chuck Dukowski, and I'd tell them Thurston called me up and asked me about this money. They'd say, oh yeah, we can't pay those guys right now because we need to get paid from the record distributor. They would play these games, all these distributors. They wouldn't give you money until you gave them new product. So you get the money from the record before. It was just a shell game. And then, of course, SST's record distributor went out of business. Just the shady record industry business. I guess SST had a weird policy of paying the little bands first. And he laughs. Very weird.
SST's like the ECW of record labels.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, cool as fuck. Roster, talent. Didn't pay that talent.
No, and dangerous. very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Paul E. Dangerous.
Paul E. Dangerous. Yeah, Greg Ginn is just Paul Heyman. A tall, skinny Paul Heyman.
Skinny, vegan, dreadlocked Paul. So he's they're like the same person, but completely different.
Yeah, bizarro versions of each other. Still scumbags. Each of them scumbags in their own right, but bizarro versions. As for how they got on SST, Andy says, we sent them a tape, and we also had opened up for Black Flag. So there was some feedback like, they are good, you should sign them. So I was in Boston in 85 going to music school, and I got a postcard in the mail. It's from Greg, and on it was scrawled, hey, really like the tape. Would you guys like to make a record? It's hilarious because I still have that postcard. I was looking for an excuse to drop out of music school, and that was it. I think that worked out better.
Yeah, I mean, who know? I guess. Well, who knows if he could have had a more successful career because he's in Blind Idiot God.
That is true. Yes. Hey, he got fucking Alex Winter. The one,
that's
Marco
true.
from the Lost Boys.
You're right.
You got him on his side. What else is there to gain, Alex?
This is more soul fulfilling. I take that back. This was the right choice. Yes.
Probably. But moving on to 1988's Undertow. This one, I like this album a fucking lot. This is a good ass album.
Not having music threw me off there. I'm going to give this one best because I feel like there are similar things to the last album, but it's just paced so much better. And I guess I'm cheating and including the bonus tracks too.
Technically there's 1.5 bonus tracks. The only bonus track is the one that, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, we got Henry Rollins on here on Freaked. And yeah, the long version is the way to go. It's like fun, bouncy, yet it's still abrasive. It kind of ventures into new metal territory.
Yeah, a little bit. It still has it very much fits in with like a Rollins band. I mean, because it's the era of Rollins band,
Sure.
more or less, when it was recorded. Henry's voice sounds like that. But I gotta say, man, if you're gonna be an instrumental band and you have to have one song with vocals, it might as well be with Henry Rollins.
It might as well be. Or,
yeah, it rolls.
Or if you're Tool and you can do a perfectly fine spoken word, but for some reason you want to bring someone else in, Henry Rollins.
He's the man. It makes me that song just made me want to listen to Rollins band, because I do think Rollins band is pretty damn underrated, and you got some great albums. But as for the rest, I almost gave this best. I only didn't because something in my heart just leaned another way. But this is a thing I love that happens on the podcast from time to time. It's like when we're doing a discography, and if early in the discography I hear an album where I think, oh, that could be best, that's a great album, it just puts my whole mind at ease, where like, all right, that's, even if everything else sucks, that's the best.
You got one thing. You got one thing out of it.
And on really, really fun episodes, something later on beats that album for me. And that's what happened here. This would have been best, and then something else beat it. I mean, it's like you said, it's similar to the first one. The pacing is way more confident, way more consistent. The production is, they've turned down the reverb a fuck ton. You could hear the riffs now. Everything, it's way more distinguishable. And I like the reggae songs. I mean, that's fucking crazy. Clockwork Dub, which is track 2, it's great.
Which I was excited to hear. Like, okay, now you're gonna mix it up. Like, now we can like pace these out a little better.
Oh yeah. It feels way more intentional. It feels way more like, all right, no, we want to do this. We're not just a band who has a guilty pleasure of playing dub reggae. No, this is the band. We're gonna it's track 2, baby. And for most albums after this, it's gonna be like track 2 or 3. There's a reggae song.
There are like reggae song or dub songs here that made me like think of things I never, again, it's not really like I'm too knowledgeable in. I just know when I've enjoyed it. But like Watch Your Step, I'm like, man, this is like a druggy pirate wrote this song. Like, because usually it's just more like, I just feel like it's more in line with the dub songs on the last one. But yeah, they're still doing, I mean, forever doing crazy stuff here. I do like following Watch Your Step with Drowning, because it's hazy. It has their like ugly stuff on it, these like drum rolls and fills. Sometimes their music, and particularly here, but you could say it for other songs, it's like black metal, but they don't do the blast beats or the screeching.
Yeah, the screeching is the guitars. They're the guitars are the things doing the shrieking. That's what it's not the exact same thing. The really black metal sounding, but without the obvious black metal rhythm. Yeah, Watch Your Step. I think I was blown away. I couldn't believe how much I was enjoying that one. I was like, it can be done. Anything can be done. You can't say you fucking, I can't say I don't like a genre. I just can't. Because then that happens. And it's a great fucking song.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Drowning, it goes into this, which they'll start doing more and more, this sludginess, because they fuck around with some sludge too. And the whole final chunk, it's a very long final chunk with, it sounds like a fusion reactor or something. Like the amount of pedals that guitar is going through and all the sounds that it's making, it's relentless, dude.
Yes, as many songs do. And you want to talk about relentless or off-putting. I feel like Roller Coaster wasn't so much an exercise in song. Well, I guess it was. It is the feel, like musically, it's like, oh, we're going up and we're going down.
It's that tempo is fucked up. And this is where it starts. I was talking about it earlier. The shifting tempo thing, it's so exhausting. And I mean, hats off for the performances, because that is not like, they got to be really in tune with each other, because it's not sloppy. Like when it was I Hate God, right? That's the band that did the crazy shifting tempos mid song.
Yes, but also, to be fair, I feel like you could say that about so many bands.
No, like I mean, like mid song, the crazy tempo shifts, like mid riff.
Yeah,
like it's you don't hear it that often, because it's not pleasant. It's rarely pleasant. So when they did it, it was a lot sloppier and it was a lot sludgier. This is like way tighter and way more frantic.
Yeah. A highlight for me is Wailing Wall. Like, on the off chance I met some weirdo and we're talking about like avant-garde metal, I think this song is like in the top 10, given that's a very, very specific genre I just cornered. But yeah,
it's a good song. It's the closest thing on the album to being melodic, because it's a little bit more on the post-hardcore side. Yeah, it's a good track.
And then I was like, the hard rock song here rules. And then I saw it's actually a cover.
It was a Funkadelic cover. Yeah, Alice in My Fantasies, and that's the only song I don't like on the album. And at least I'm consistent. God damn it.
I was like, this is such a bigger improvement over the last hard rock song, and I guess Funkadelic's a great foundation to work with.
It is well done. It is definitely better than stuff off the last, or like the one hard rock song off the last album, for sure. It still felt a little bit out of place, but knowing that it's a cover, it makes a little bit more sense. It doesn't feel as, I mean, Nine Inch Nails is fresh in the brain, but it just reminds me of Physical on the Broken EP, where it's like, the one song that sounds obviously different is the one song that's a cover. So it feels just a little bit more excusable for that, but it is a super fucking, even dubbing in the Sinai, which is, it's got some evil dub reggae. I mean, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, usually I hear that and I just think of like Jamaica, because that's where the music comes from. But I'm like, this is like the first dub song I'm like, oh, this is like making me think of the desert. And I think that's that like evilness you're talking there.
Yeah, they managed to bring it. One of the reasons why I always say I don't like reggae or whatever, any other, very cut and dry genre like that, is because, there's no variation. They all sound the same. They're all made to feel the same. They're all made to elicit the same kind of mood. They're settings based music, more so than like individual piece, more so than like an individual piece of art. It's more like you want to fit the vibe music. That's what the term I'm looking for. But when you hear this, like, there it is. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's not just following the template of reggae and dub to fit a mood. That's doing desert evil shit. That's not what they do normally with that music. Right on.
Yeah. I might it's been a long time. I might like revisit Lee Scratch Perry, who is like the king of this shit, like the innovator of this. I might because it's been a long time. So
when you hear that, Blind Idiot God inspired Alex to go back to Lee Scratch Perry.
They probably love Lee Scratch Perry, I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe. But also the closer is Purge Specimen, which is a John Zorn cover, and we got John Zorn on there, and it's pure chaos, unexpected. I mean, very expectedly, especially if John Zorn's on there, and it's It rules. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. This short for a Blind Idiot God song, but if you like that John Zorn type chaos, it's here.
It's fun stuff. Like, this is an easy place to start because it's short, or like relatively short. It does all. It
flows good.
Great flow, solid production. I think it's solid production, and the songwriting is great. And there's more reggae on here, and it's good. It's like, if it was bad, this would have been a rough album because it's every other song is a reggae thing, but they're all good. Like,
Oh,
I was very surprised by this.
I mean, if it was bad, it would have been a rough discography, despite only being 4 albums. It would have been real.
Yeah.
It would have felt like 20 albums.
Indeed. So this on streaming is listed under Undertow reissue because it's a reissue. It has different cover art. The cover art on streaming, I am assuming it's the exact same artist who did Carnivore by Body Count.
Yes. I thought that too. I'm so glad you said that.
It looks identical to it. It's red ink on white background, super hyper detailed, where it's a big image, but made up of a very detailed, complex image in the middle. It's very cool looking. Although seeing it here, I'm already over it. Like for Carnivore, like right on. But if it's like that's the one style, it's at least change the color. I don't fucking know. It just kind of felt because it's too cluttered to like it from far away. It looks exactly the same. You have to like get in there to see how it's different. The original cover reminds me more of the debut. It's very interesting, very neon and brightly covered. Cool covers though.
It's more of the times when it came out.
Certainly looks like the late 80s. Yes.
I've been thinking about that lately. This, like, okay, especially with books or, they have the first run, like that's the cover art. And then it's just like throughout the decades, it gets changed. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it kind of, I know the cover or like even the poster for a movie or the album art, but it's like, I don't know. There's something like really weird about that. I can't put my finger on. Maybe one day I'll be like, that's it. But I do kind of feel like, you should like get married to the cover. Like that's it for life.
I do agree. I'm a very monogamous stance when it comes to covers of media in general. I feel pretty much the same about movies too, but that one, there's like some wiggle room because you get the movie poster, which is different from the. I still like there to be one definitive cover, like the original cover.
Because I know people don't buy physical media, but majority of time, the cover art for the like 4K disc are just awful. This is so bad. Or I guess something else, like on like Netflix, when you're like clicking through, it's like those aren't the movie posters. It's like a random shot of somebody's face. It's not even indicative of the film or show even.
You got to get all the art done by, I already forgot his name now, so he just died.
Yeah.
He just died. Drew Struzan.
There we go.
He just died. He did every amazing movie poster and cover art for, I mean, 80s and 90s, all the greatest things you've ever seen.
Famously, despite me saying that, he did the like special editions Star Wars too.
But those are the ones that, like, those covers are the ones that you remember the most. Like his versions of it are the ones that I remember the most.
I guess it depends when you're like coming up. I think of like the VHS cover, the half ones.
Right. Yeah. I remember those. My dad had those VHSs. Yeah.
And those aren't the original either.
No, they are not. No. Yeah. So even, I don't know. Movie posters are very complicated, but Big Trouble in Little China, there's one cover, baby. There's only one cover for Big Trouble in Little China. It's that one.
Oh, dude, I got my...
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That one too. But Alex is best. Moving on to the next one, 1992's Cyclotron. And this is the one that isn't streaming. Got a version on YouTube that I listened to. Also, if I'm not mistaken, on Wiki, it's wrong. The track listing's wrong. Like the song lengths for Cloud Cover and Cloud Star, I think are reversed on Wiki. So Wiki's wrong.
I was about to. I was going off the timestamps on YouTube, and even I was getting mixed up because this is like such a like beast of a band.
I believe the YouTube one is right. I think the
Okay.
YouTube one is correct because I went to Discogs after and it lined up with the YouTube, and Wiki's wrong. I don't know who did this. Someone just got mixed up with it.
I was going off the track listing uploaded by one Mr. Dank Hill. If that
Dank
even
Hill. Yep, that's the one.
if that is even his real name.
I don't even know if it's his real name, Alex. I could who knows? But that was So thanks, Dank. So this album, I like it not as much as Undertow.
I'm gonna give this one least. I didn't really have any problems with it, but on my second listens, I was like, I just feel less connected to this one.
So this one's your least favorite.
Yeah, and there's a and by reduction, you guys know my chaotic choice.
We'll get to that. I'm excited to talk about that. So yeah, this one. So this is a step forward for the band. This is them evolving. They are still moving forward. This will be their last album for many years. Last album with this lineup, that's for sure. And it's a step forward. I don't think everything landed with this step forward because even though they're doing better things, they're doing cooler things, the riffs feel way more dynamic and way more, they have a little bit more range to them. It feels like it didn't have the editing. A lot of these feel like they drag, and these aren't their longest songs, but these feel the longest.
These, again, I guess pacing was like the name of the game for me when I was making my picks here, because this feels like it's like booked and with gnarly stuff, and then it's in the middle is like the more pleasant stuff in a way. It's still like way more diverse than the first album, that's for sure. Like when I say it like middles and like it's bright, there's still some ebbs and flows, but I think like a lot of the like heavier stuff is like in the beginning and end.
Like which ones? Like 747 and Slackjaw?
Yes, like my favorite ugly song on here is Broadside. Like holy shit, like the dude. Yeah. Like
the drums are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, so good.
I love when drums sound thunderous like that, and then you can do these cool like tom fills. It's like, yeah, that's like the stuff of like Norse gods right there.
Broadside, it's because it has these like really horrific and kind of scary sounding guitar swells. Very cool. But the drums are essentially the hook of the song. Like that's what it's revolving around, because everything else is really intense and unpleasant, honestly.
Yes.
So it's revolving around drums.
But yeah, like 747 is almost like there's like some proto Deaf Heaven stuff on here. I feel like they like flirt with shoegaze stuff. I don't even think it was like intentional. I just think it like happens to end up with the same tones sounding kind of similar. But yeah, Slackjaw, those are the biggest sounding. I mean, the drums probably sound like the most thunderous on this album. That ends up being like very Sabbathy, and then they do this thing where they sound like they're constantly like falling apart. The crazy tempo shifts. That's the tempo shifts again. Yeah.
So Slackjaw is the first hard rock song that I am fully on board with. I thought it felt fucking great, and it's more sludgy than anything, and it's very grimy, but like many other songs, I felt it did overstay its welcome a bit. 747, it opens with more. So that's the big step here compared to the others, is that it's the opening track, and it comes in with this riff that's, you said proto Deaf Heaven, but it's like shoegaze. Like the guitar choices here are super shoegazy at around the same time period as shoegaze, playing music that doesn't sound like fucking My Bloody Valentine at all. It's just it's like as though, yeah, you take those shimmering, shiny, ethereal walls of guitar sounds, and then instead of making it indie with the rhythm, or the rhythm indie, make it crazy, brutal, speeding up, slowing down metal, avant-garde shit. I don't even know. It's nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I apologize if I get like sloppy here, because I don't know. There was something about like the ebb and flow of these songs where I was like, wait, oh, is this starting or closing? But like starting with Thunderhead, which is a like dub reggae thing, and they do these like very like cool like starting and stopping things, kind of similar to
Thunderhead. Grown Lift is the reggae one. Thunderhead is like the crazy heavy one.
Is that Thunderhead the one that gets like more funky, or is that Head On? Because there's
no. Head On is the funky one.
Okay.
Thunderhead is Thunderhead is one of my favorites. It's the one that speeds up a lot with these crazy shoegazy guitars.
Okay.
Really black metal, shrieky sounding guitars.
Yeah. Yeah, so I apologize for that. But yeah, Head On is like, that's the close. Usually they just keep their dub and their experimental metal like separate. Never shall they meet. But I think with the like funk metal thing, that's the closest they get, and they're pretty good at it.
I wasn't too big on it. It is a fun song, and it's done pretty well, and it is it's a different side of it, and I appreciated that. I just didn't care for that song so much. There's a few others that didn't land with me so much. One is, it's kind of obvious, Cloud Cover. It's just an atmospheric shoegazy feedback song, but it's long.
Yeah,
it feels like filler. And then after that, we get Cold Start, which, I mean, I would say that's probably cool for extreme music heads, and I am usually an extreme music guy. It just went on, and it's so brutal, and it goes on for so long, it just gets boring.
I think because there was like the funk metal stuff, and then like Hang Time, and then the other dub thing, I was just kind of ready for like the more punishing stuff on Cold Start.
Well, delivered.
Yeah, and I will say Hang Time is like, at this point, well, I guess some people would debate it, but it's my favorite like dub song they've done. Like, I love the additions of the more like metallic and stuff on there, and then you have like these satellite noises. So it's like, again, I would have never like listened to dub reggae before this band and think like, oh, you can like make it sound like cold and alien, and I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did.
That is one thing that deserves such high praise with that song, and then eventually, a lot of the reggae songs in this album, and then on the next album as well. The way they took dub and they made it psychedelic. They made it psychedelic, and it all landed, like the fucking space sounds and all that shit, and a lot of reverse sounds and other kind of psychedelic effects going on. It ends up just not. Again, the reason I keep saying that I don't like these types of genres like dub and stuff, because like, it elicits the one mood. You have to play. You have to have all the instruments that sound like that. Guitar has to have this exact tone, playing these kinds of chords with the fucking staccato thing. It has to be. It's very strict. I tend to not like genres that are just strict in what the genre entails. That's like, we're gonna loosely do the genre. We're gonna blend it with other stuff. It's a nice little hybrid. It's a hybrid I've never heard before, and it's nice.
I will say, I looked at the song title and the runtime. I was like, Death Hollow Canyon, Utah. That's 100% a metal song. There's no way.
You think so?
There's no way. And yeah, it's not. It's another dub one. And that is one where I feel like that kind of falls into like more like the band Ohm, where it's like it's really repetitive. Like I think like the repetitive nature is the point there.
Funny you mentioned Ohm, because that is Death Hollow Canyon, Utah is the sludgiest reggae song ever written, or I've ever heard. Sludge reggae,
Yeah.
sludge psychedelic dub is what that is. It's crazy. It's so cool.
Yeah, these guys are crazy. So appropriate.
Appropriate. I love it. I think it's great. I still think it drags, though. That's the thing. These are songs that I really like.
I think that is fair. That's part of why I gave it least.
Yeah, because these are good songs that just didn't feel like they were edited enough for my liking, I guess. Because they are good, but it yeah. And that's the reason I think that is because they don't abandon long songs. They just change how they do them later.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I feel like there's something missing here. They're good, but there's something missing with the length here. But then it goes into Easing Back, which it's cool, but there's something about it that's not punchy or grabby. It's like there's a lot of cool riffs on there, but it's out of every song on the album, I think it's the one that gets the most mushy.
I will say it's the only song that starts off as a like hard rock one, and then it like goes into their ugly brand of math metal stuff. So it's a very much like Roller Coaster, very cleverly worded, and the premise is cute, but maybe
execution is pretty abrasive, like many other things here. It closes with Dead Continent dub, which is more psychedelic spacey dub, and it's nice. Some really nice guitar moments there.
Yeah, I said Hang Time's my favorite, but I think Dead Continent dub is, in terms of playing, like that is some of the like most technical playing I've heard on a dub reggae song.
Very nice guitar work. He's a shredder through and through. He does lots of shredding all over the place, but those moments, those choices are actually like, oh, that's pretty. That's actually pretty. And
drumming too. Like I would have. Can't really think of like too many like 16. I think he's doing 16. I apologize. It's lots of riffs going on here, but yeah, it's like lots. I've never heard like beats and fills like that on a dub song.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it's I think a lot of those songs do stuff like that where the drums will just drop out completely, and then it plays with the expectations of the listener when hearing a dub song. Like you think you know what it's doing, but they're just crazy motherfuckers. They're just crazy proggy dudes. So they're implement that into the other stuff too, into the reggae stuff. So it just makes it so much more engaging. So that gets a big thumbs up for me for that. But
yeah, I think this isn't streaming or reprinted, probably for stupid label reasons, I would guess, because it's not like I don't really think anything here is bad. Like I think it's pretty solid discography.
Solid discography. I'm pretty weak on the first album, even though I do appreciate it. But even then, it's like one of those things where it's so characteristic and it feels like it's a part of a time period that I like a lot.
I think it also, I should have said this at the beginning, but I forgot. Did you ever hear that band Behold the Octopus? Like,
oh, from you, like, I think it was you, maybe
probably
years
I don't know
ago.
Who else. Yeah, they like. There's no way that band wasn't a fan of Blind Idiot God. Like
they were also instrumental, right?
Yes. I think that kind of helped ease me into this chaotic world. I was familiar with a band like that. Yeah. They have a song called Alcoholocaust, which is a great song name.
Very good song name. It also reminded me of I brought them up. Maybe some years ago, Blotted Science. That's a crazy one. I was listening to them recently. They only put out 2 records, 1 album, and then an EP. But it's Chris Adler and Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse in instrumental prog death metal thing. And yeah, it's very fucking cool. It's brutal and it's intense and it's exhausting for sure, but very cool.
I'm still catching up on like Atomic Ape and whatever their other band
Red
was
Fiction,
called.
yeah. That's some fun stuff. That is some
Yes,
fun.
it
I
is.
love me some Atomic Ape, yeah. But from this piece, it says, in the storied history of famously dingy downtown dive CBGB, birthplace of punk rock and home to hardcore matinees, few can attest to the sin of being too loud for that legendary and still mourned Bowery music destination. All right, that's all right. I don't love the way this is written so much. But one trio of noiselings can actually claim to being barred from gracing its dilapidated stage for its decibel shattering levels. All instrumental metal dub luminaries blind idiot god. We were supposedly the loudest band to ever play CBs. I think Hilly Crystal banned us or didn't want us back after that because a bunch of stuff fell out of the ceiling and he was worried we were going to blow out the PA. It's just because we don't have a singer so we can push things a little harder. Yeah, Alex's least favorite. And well, we have one more to go. The interviewer asked if they actually broke up. And Andy says, good question. Not really. It might have seemed that way, but no. After the first drummer quit, Ted Epstein, I'd been living here a while and it seemed pretty hard to get things done here. I reconsidered the whole living here thing and I moved out to LA briefly in the late 90s. My bass player, Gabe Katz, was ready to move out there to make the transition. We were more or less defunct for a year and change. But we had every intention of getting back together and making a go of it again. I couldn't find a drummer in LA, and then I got in a motorcycle accident and broke my neck. I was like, okay, I either have to stay here and buy a car and really commit to it or go back to New York. Everyone was like, you should come back. So I just came back. Whoa. So that, leads sort of to the reunion. 2015.
Also, I'm a dum-dum and didn't realize the drummer from Con 8 joined this band in 2001, it said. They're brutal.
Yeah, Tim Mosqueda. So that Tim Mosqueda is now drumming for them. He was also he was on the most recent Swans album. That one right behind me.
That checks out.
He was also from what was it? He was also in Insect Art, which is Dana Schechter's band. So Dana Schechter from Swans and Angel Light. So, and we talked about him during our Michael Girard interview about Tim Mosqueda. So that's very cool. So we got him on drums now, and then we got Gabriel Katz on 5-string bass, 5 fretless bass. And I didn't realize it says it on the liner notes to this album. It doesn't say it on any other ones, but Andy's playing 7-string guitar, and that makes a lot of sense for the crazy fucking music that they play. So that it's kind of
odd. Yeah, the odd sounds that we're hearing.
Only replicated by fellow 7-string users, Korn. So let's all go listen to Korn after this.
Also, weird. Okay. So, yes, the reissue artwork on Undertow was the guy. Yes, it's the same guy who did Body Count. He did the album art on this upcoming album, but he's also done work with Earth, Neurosis, and Melvins too. So there you go.
He's in good company. Hell yeah. So might as well get to it. The most recent final album, hopefully not the final album, but the last album, 2015's Before Ever After. And in a weird, bizarre turn of events, my best and personal favorite for this band, and Alex's
personal favorite, but also their worst. And I'm giving it.
I'm so confused.
I liked a lot of things on here. Like, this is like peak hard rock songs here.
Oh, this is the only album where I'm like, this. They finally got it. They finally nailed the hard rock stuff.
But also, I don't think a lot of these songs earn their runtime.
I disagree. So that's so.
I'm not going to argue about it because. And then I was going back and forth and trying to search my feelings, and I was like, you know what? For this band, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a weird pick because this was like. I think there's great riffs and like maybe even grooves on here, but it is a bit like wearing on the soul. So
It is a long album. It's like 75 minutes. It's a long album. It's exhausting. It's brutal. And for that, that's the biggest drawback. The thing is, I think the length of the songs feels right. The length of the album feels long. So on the previous album, I was pointing to like so many different songs. Like, man, this song feels like it's dragging now. It's really going on, and it should have wrapped up already. These ones, they have a different structure to them. They're not the same. These are far looser in arrangements and in structure and the way they're written. Every song is inherently more jammy. So that already kind of loosens the reins a little bit. So you're kind of free for it to get a little bit longer without it feeling weird. So the opener, 24-Hour Dawn, which goes on, and it's so long. By the end of the song, it doesn't even feel like an opener anymore. Like, that's how long it gets. But it feels like it's going through this really relaxed journey. It's a very intense song, but the structures of all these songs are so loose and relaxed. It just feels like a completely evolved form of what they've been trying to do for all the other albums.
Yeah, 24-Hour Dawn definitely has like, it's structured more like a Godspeed song to me. It has some of their prettiest guitars. You have like this marching snare roll, which I think of like a Godspeed song. And then like, man, the drumming around like 3:37, it really like kicks in and goes into a different gear, and I think it's pretty neat.
It's fantastic. And here we got some on the previous album where they're kind of dipping into more melodic riffs, not just ugly dissonant chords. Now they're like, there's actual melodies here, good melodic bass lines, great solos. There's so much more depth here, and it feels way more, I don't want to say mature, because the other ones were like, I guess mature because they're still brutal, but it just feels so much more grown and adult. I don't know. Usually I use that term for like a pejorative, but like it feels so much more like aged.
It is crazy that as bands get older, they can slow down or lose that thing that makes them special. And I think in some ways they are definitely a different band here. But in terms of like technicality and like what they're playing, like, I don't think they've really lost anything here.
Well, it's only one. I mean, everyone else is Andy's the only constant member at this point, and everyone else is so freaking good. So I guess it's sort of like a breath of fresh air type of thing.
That's true.
But he's still the one writing all the music. I think he wrote everything on all the other albums also. But so all the main three genres that they've always done are still here. The brutal, crazy, mathy stuff, the hard rock, the dub reggae. All three, I think, are better than ever, because High and Mighty is track 2, and it is one of the best, most interesting reggae songs ever fucking written. I mean, it comes in so heavy. It sounds like the band God. Like it actually sound that level of heaviness. It sounds the bass incredible.
It's impressive that it took him this long to write an ugly dub reggae song, because like the bass is very ugly. I think it's great how trashy it sounds.
Trashy, brutal, heavy, but that's exactly like you got me to love a reggae song. That's what I mean. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking. It's dub. It still does the things dub does, but it is unique. It's unlike anything else. No other song like it.
Also, I think dub usually has this, more relaxed, like free flowing feel to it, and that bass gives this one more of like a driving feel to it.
Yeah, it's way more heavy, way more driving. So it's really a genre defining song, I would say. But then you get so the hard rock stuff. When I say they finally nail it, Earth Mover, you know what they do to finally fucking nail this hard rock stuff is, you know what? We're going to make it just stoner metal like that. And that's how they fucking nail it. It's so good.
Yeah. They just turn into the band Weed Eater. That is their best, like, the best hard rock song they've done until they get to Strung. And then Strung is these are like the two best hard rock songs.
So good. They're both so good. I was so delighted. Like, even though it's a long, exhausting album, I'm hearing them do, like, I was struggling the entire discography with the hard rock. And they're like, fuck yes, finally it rules now. Goddamn.
Yeah. It's like, it's the appropriate levels of like hard rock by nature is sleazy, but there's a way you can like spice it up a bit, make it more sleazy.
Yeah. And then for the brutal stuff, you get shit like Antiquity, which, you know, be more of the jarring tempo shifts.
Yeah. Ugly. But I will say it's ugly, but now there's like a crunch to it.
It's a little bit more tangible. It's put together. It's produced in a way that's not as muddy. Doesn't bleed together as much. And the fast sections on Antiquity are, man, they're so cool. It's fucking great. And then another heavy one is Wheels of Progress. When it speeds up, it's just some of the coolest fucking riffs that they've ever done. And around 5 minutes in, it breaks into these dark guitar arpeggios, and it just the whole song takes a complete turn. It's just a great fucking song. Every song does something like that, where it just gives you way more to remember by the end of it, even though it is a very exhausting album and there's a lot of songs on here.
Yes, but this album does give me the excuse to say the word ramshackle.
Ramshackle, the happy reggae song.
It's very bright. Like none of their dub songs are like tropical until there, but I think like my favorite heavy shit on here is Under the Weight.
Dude, that one is so crazy. By the end of it, it feels like they created an entirely new subgenre of extreme metal.
It's weird. Like it's the only time they like it's mechanical sounding without like committing to that industrial sound.
Yeah, it doesn't feel mechanical or rigid in any way. It's still very loose and chaotic, but it just fucking rules. And then the last, I think, complete blindsider of a song is Fub, because it is like their only surf song.
I was gonna say, it's on paper, it sounds like someone would have done this. You combine surf music with dub music, right? Tropical beach things. Why have these two never met before?
And but it's great, man.
This is the only time I think I've heard it. Like
I've never
like
heard.
this.
I can't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine it until now. It's great. It's so cool. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like these two things, beach music, but they've never crossed paths until now for some reason.
Different beaches, baby. Different oceans.
Yeah.
So it's just so many unique things on here. Barrage, it's still crazy, but it's a little bit more on the Don Cab side of things, especially like with the drums, where it feels more, even more loose.
That's the most chaotic drumming on this album. And yeah, like the opening, the guitar tones remind me of like in like the way Metallica's Orion opens, like the it like reminds, not that it's same, but it like reminds me of that.
Yeah, the swells, really cool sounding swells. But fuck the drums, man. That Tim is a fucking beast. I mean, both drummers in this band were absolutely insane. But
yeah, Tim. I mean, yeah, I haven't attempted to listen to Con 8 in a while, but I feel like this podcast has hardened me, and maybe after Lee Scratch Perry, I'll give Con 8 a listen.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested and curious now. But I mean, because it's got Stephen O'Malley in there too. It's like, oh, that's I probably should hear them.
I should, in like my love of Hydra Head.
Yep.
Foreshadowing there.
Yeah. So, then it closes with Shutdown, which is another jammy psychedelic dub song, but it feels great, feels just as great as the others.
I did feel a little sad listening to that one.
Oh, look at that. You felt an emotion listening to an instrumental song. I don't know if Mr. Andy,
I don't know if
he agree with you there.
Yeah, like I know they're not broken up and they're still around, but maybe also I'm like in the tail end of the podcast. I don't know. There was something about it that felt it's a great closer because it felt very like final and like like if they don't record anything else again, I think this is cool. So
I think if they didn't, they would have a pretty formidable legacy here, especially ending it with this, because I really do think this is a fantastic album. So is it just the length?
It's
why you're giving it worse?
Yeah. And I didn't really like get in like, so like, yeah, I love Earth Mover, but yeah, I don't think it needs to be that long. Or yeah, even Fub, like I think maybe like Barrage and the opener earn it, but like everything else I'm like we can rein it in. And like if the band wasn't so chaotic, I think maybe I would reevaluate, but I'm like, no, this feels right, because like they're good ass riffs. I can't deny them, but yeah, it's just it is a lot. So
it is indeed a lot. The only thing that I will concede is Voice of the Structure, which is it's just noisy ambience and it's long. Like that one definitely could have been cut.
Oh yeah. Bring it down by about 5 minutes.
The fact that it's that long is crazy. It's crazy. But aside from that,
yeah, I get what they're doing. I don't disagree with it, but yeah, when I have these things where I'm like, I don't think it's a bad discography, I got to make some Sophie's choices. So
indeed,
I went with a cop out choice in a way.
But this one does feel like their perfect form to me. Like everything that made them unique just feels like fine tuned and crafted. And before, where I was like, okay, I'll take the reggae stuff. You somehow turn me, but there's still the hard rock stuff that I'm not fully sold with. All of it, there's no more weak links here. It's like everything they do has just been, and not only that, they've sort of been they've been kind of blended together, where the hard rock stuff isn't just hard rock. It's like hard rock with these crazy elements. It's dub with these crazy elements. It's a lot more of like their own. It feels so much more. Like I keep saying evolved, but it's like, yeah, you recognize these distinct three things that they do, but now they feel like one giant whole.
Yeah, I think that's fair too. I think for me, it's also like it's an interesting discography and career to cover because we're covering like 25 years. Or no, I'll just say about 25 years. Somewhere around 28, whatever. And it's like, yeah, so they're kind of known for this like very ugly stuff, and then yeah, it's like this is like a different band. It is way more refined. I agree. I don't know. Is this very interesting and maddening? So I'm sticking with my picks.
Alrighty then. So yeah, my best personal favorite and Alex's worst personal favorite.
Worst personal favorite.
I think the closest I came to that was like Sam Hain. I think I gave one version of the album worst and the other version personal favorite, and it was like, I don't know. That was a confusing one too.
I was tired, but I couldn't deny how good it was. So that's how I end up with that.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you, Jarrett, for suggesting this and sticking with us and supporting all this time. And yeah, this is some fun stuff. As of now, I mean, they're just They're still around.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, Tom says the last Facebook post from the band came in 2024. He says there's some contradictory information online. I saw a note saying that the band lost the rights to their name in a lawsuit earlier this year, but I couldn't find confirmation. I sure hope not. It's honestly, it's one of the fucking, knowing that it's pulled from Lovecraft, it is one of the coolest band names ever.
Also, like, Lovecraft is so old that's like public domain. Like, how do you?
Is it? It's been 100 years.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, that's why you see the like mythos in so many things, because it's.
I hope that's just a rumor, but yeah, let's at the very least keep touring if you can, because we don't need more albums. These are great. If you want, fuck it, I'll listen to it. But yeah,
I guess I'm gonna check out some Alex Winter films too.
Yeah, and not least of all, you got Bill on your side, so like, at least that.
Hell yeah. God, it's so funny. He looks like a young man in an old man's body, if that makes sense.
He looks like a young man wearing old man makeup or something.
There we go. There we go. That was better. That was better. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. He rules, man. I didn't realize that he had great taste in music. Butthole Surfers and Blind Idiot God. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
So thanks so much for listening and watching and hanging out. Like the video if you like it. Talk some shit in the comments. Tell us why we're idiots. Leave your picks for best and worst if you're a fan of the band. Tell us what we landed, what we got right. Because, I mean, no one's right or wrong. Just tell us what you think.
Seems like a small fandom, so I'm like interested to know where the general consensus lies. Yeah,
because you don't get too many noisy bands that are apparently influenced by Stravinsky. So like that alone, it's like this is a very, very unusual band, and it's opening the doors more to more John Zorn stuff. Like we had a little bit with I already forgot the band that we covered that had a John Zorn connection.
Every Mike Patton band.
Well, yeah, for sure. And then Secret Chiefs 3 for sure is another John Zorn. But whatever. You can follow me on all social media at PanderMonkey, and Alex on Bluesky at
Octatron 3030.
And our history guy, Tom Osman at Tom Osman Sounds on all social media, TomOsmanSounds.com for his music, and whatever comes next, his podcast. Links to all that in the description. Link to my EP in the description as well. And last but not least, patreon.com. That is where you go. Patreon.com/everyalbumever. You get bonus episodes. You get to see our schedules in advance. You get to join the Discord, be a part of the community, talk shit, talk shop, talk music. And yeah, I mean, we're not accepting any more requests on there for the time being because Alex is moving on by the end of the year. But next year, opening things back up in a different way, new format. It's going to be very cool and exciting. So go there for that. Thank you. And that about does it. So until the next one, see ya.